Hello, hello, welcome to my show. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Sorry, I've been gone on official business, and by that I mean on set, doing things. It was actually, not to brag or anything, but totally kind of bragging, but totally gonna come off as a douchebag. But God damn it, I always do that. I was on the Suicide Squad sequel set, so really cool. I was on there for a couple days, just working, doing props. Nothing too crazy, but it was just awesome being on a huge set. But here we are, we're back. I noticed last week there was a lot of discussion about like 51% attacks or something, and it just kept on popping up. And so we're going to talk about that, and specifically how it relates to Bitcoin Cash. But first, we're going to watch some dumb shit. I'm just kidding, it's not that dumb. Well, this first one is.
The fat Bitcoin. What's up, man?
What's it, man?
My favorite Bitcoin meme has got to be stacking sats. For sure. Shout out to Matt Odell, Marty Bennett.
Such
TFTC.
a sick meme.
Got mad love for those
Sick
two.
meme.
Yeah, stacking sats
You know,
and number go up.
number go up.
100%.
100%.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, bros. It's a lifestyle to stack these magical internet points and hope the number goes up. Two memes combined to create an awesome meme that gets more suckers to buy into your coin. Next is about idiots.
So we've begun releasing reports on retail cryptocurrency expenditure across Australia, and the reactions from BTC maximalists are, as you would imagine, deranged. Reporting on developments in the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem is forbidden unless it can be spun in a negative way. Australian cryptocurrency media completely ignored the fact that the number 4 coin by market cap was holding a conference in Australia. It was actually the largest crypto event that Australia has ever seen, but because it was Bcash, no one paid any attention. It came as no surprise that the same trustworthy crypto media had no interest in covering the fact that Bitcoin Cash accounted for over 90% of cryptocurrency expenditure at retail merchants in Australia this September. Longtime Bitcoin supporter and the first investor in Bitcoin startups, Roger Ver, did not hesitate to post this news, as the only functioning version of Bitcoin is now getting some serious adoption after Bitcoin adoption was previously set back years by Blockstream and the small block supporters.
Do you ever just get really sad and anxious about your choices?
Probably not as sad and anxious as the guy who continues to harass the same Bitcoin billionaire responsible for his claim to fame.
Bitcoin Cash has done a great job of illustrating how this adoption metric doesn't matter.
Bitcoin Core has done a great job of deluding people into thinking adoption doesn't matter.
If a merchant accepts a payment method but no one uses it, is it adoption?
Are you trying to imply no one uses BCH IRL? Why don't you ask all those Lightning Network merchants who are seeing little to no volume, and in some cases I've even documented them ditching this payment method because no one uses it.
Oh snap. So yes, so the October report is out. So the one they were all criticizing was the September report, and the Bitcoin Cash conference was in September, the first couple days of September. And yes, there was a spike in transactions for these Bitcoin Cash merchants that week or so. But the October one's out more than a month, just about more than a month after this conference. And would you look at that? Still 90%. And so what this takes into account is obviously the Bitcoin Cash merchants, the app that sees it all. It also takes in travel by bit, which is like hailed as like the latest and greatest way to accept Bitcoin and the Lightning Network transactions in Australia. And as you can see, there's like 4% is the Lightning Network. It's this gray one right here. And so the conference doesn't matter. And so you see these people changing their tune to like adoption doesn't matter now. It's kind of insane. Like I literally just had a tweet today. Let me see if I can just find it real quick. It was a reply to one of my tweets. It's just like, wow, these goalposts are moving so hard. And yeah, he said spending Bitcoin for something priced in US dollar is not using it. So the goalposts keep moving further and further and further away. So Australia, Bitcoin Cash adoption still going strong, no matter what those dumb haters say. And so some other dumb shit. Are you tired of waiting for Schnorr? Fork core, implement it, and see if other people will run it. It's permissionless. Impossible, you say? It's not. It just takes a lot of time and effort to reach the standard of quality the community demands. No politics, just hard work and dedication. And guess what? That's exactly what Bitcoin Cash did. So good job, guys. Maybe you'll have Schnorr soon. I heard Mr. Schnorr himself, Mark Lindyberg, is taking an interest in Taproot, which is like a lot of core people are like, hey, y'all have Schnorr, yeah, but you don't have Taproot. Bitcoin's core is going to do it better. And we're just like, all right, well, what's Taproot? Let's see if we can do that too, because y'all have a lot of politics within yourself, and no matter what you say about no politics, Bitcoin has no leaders, right, guys? As the famous Chris DeRose says, Bitcoin has no leaders. And so, continuing the Bitcoin Cash FUD, as Hayden says, you can't report on Bitcoin Cash unless it has a negative spin. Apparently, this is the CCN crypto cuck network or something. I don't know. They are so anti-Bitcoin Cash. Anyways, they said apparently 49% of all nodes run in Alibaba's facilities.
Bcash will kill us all.
Thanks, Tom. Bcash gonna kill us all. So yeah, apparently like nodes matter to these guys, and apparently if your nodes aren't decentralized, your network's not decentralized. Which, as we all know, nodes actually don't matter to decentralization. It's about who's doing the mining. And so let's talk about that. Hey, 51%. Ooh, crap. A single mining pool controls 50% of the hash rate. January 3rd, 2019. So this is earlier in the year. And this is when BTC Top took over as high as 50.2% of the entire Bitcoin Cash network. And so what is a 51% attack, you might ask? Well, it's a matter of perspective if it's an attack or defense, I suppose. And so this happened during our last fork when there was anyone can spend outputs, some hostile or benevolent based on your perspective. Try to get these anyone can spend coins to themselves. And BTC.com and BTC.top started hashing their own chain separate of these blocks that were currently like higher in block height, and they essentially out-hashed them. They won the hash race and orphaned these other blocks that spent it to themselves. Instead, they gave BTC.com and BTC.top put these coins to their original intended recipients. And so they called it a 51% attack because there was like a block or two out before that they kind of reversed. No transactions were reversed besides these malicious ones. Again, if you don't think it's malicious, well, then it's not malicious. It's just miners competing. And so this new let me call this back. I'll think BTC maxis will most likely their own demise unless a miracle happens. Collin Wokestead. So this all kind of came. So the Bitcoin Cash FUD comes in waves, right? Like, I think this was the original one that everybody kind of jumped on. Oh wow, the chat's really messing with what you guys can see. Let me try and do this. Oh wow, okay. Let me see if this is gonna mess it up too much. Oh, don't look at that. Oh, you're gonna pause it and look at it now. Oh my gosh. Let me just move this chat. So an unknown Bcash miner apparently now controls 50% of the hash rate, which again, has happened many times before and nothing bad has happened. And of course, you go right into this is why using Bcash is a security risk and a liability. Delist it because it's not the number 4 ranked coin by market cap or anything that people actually use and like trade with and stuff. You got to just delist it because apparently there's a security vulnerability that is supposed to be there, but it's like it doesn't. It's never actually like been attacked because they're a bunch of pussies. And so this was October 25th, and the thread that he linked, I believe I had open, but I'll open it again. It's just saying, hey, one miner mined 50% of the Bitcoin Cash in the past 24 hours. So yes, this guy mined more than 50% of the blocks. And if we look at this address, actually, he's still holding this Bitcoin Cash. I don't think it's confirmed who this miner was. There was theories it was Poolin. Poolin, but I don't think it was confirmed yet. So nobody really knows who this is. But they have $1.5 million $5 worth of Bitcoin Cash or 5,000 Bitcoin Cash just sitting there. And yeah, they basically just went at it and just mined these blocks. And so let's see if we can back up here a little bit. So why is this such a concern? Well, retarget. Sorry. Excuse me for a second. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash is ahead of Bitcoin Core in the block height, which means there's been more blocks of Bitcoin Cash. And this is mainly from when Bitcoin Cash first forked. There was a difficulty adjustment algorithm that was changed from Bitcoin Cores, which is every 2016 blocks, which is about every 10 days. I think I did that right. Or is it 2 weeks? 10 weeks, 2 days, something like that. So it calculates all of the time in between the blocks and changes the difficulty to try and match the 10 minutes. And so Bitcoin Cash, it forked suddenly, and basically they knew they weren't going to have a lot of hash rate, so they might not even have made enough blocks of that 2016 to make it to the next difficulty retarget. And so they basically made it so the difficulty would change very quickly. And essentially this was gamed. And what this means is that it's kind of hard to see here. Hash rate. I think there's a better way to see it here. Yeah, so this is kind of better way to see it. So there's oscillations going on. And so basically the adjustment algorithm is not perfect because it is a minority chain. And so the majority of the hash power is on Bitcoin because it's simply worth more. So there's going to be more people mining it. And so what they do is they turn on a bunch of their miners at once and hash, bang out a bunch of blocks, and then they just stop because it doesn't become profitable anymore. And when it stops, the difficulty goes back down, and then they wait, and then it goes up again, and then they hash, and stop. And so in this way, they gain a lot of profit. And this is essentially what this miner was doing. And he has since stopped. And so it's this weird thing that people on Bitcoin Cash are trying to figure out, like what's the best difficulty adjustment algorithm we can use. And there's been a huge amount of discussion in this Telegram channel. It's gotten to a point that's way too technical for me to understand. Like there's these equations in there that I have no fucking idea what it means. But essentially it boils down to what is a good adjustment algorithm at Bitcoin Cash value of 3% of BTC may not be good at, say, half the value of BTC. So it's like you got to find one that kind of just works in general. And so I guess what's the disadvantage of these turbo blocks? Well, zero conf obviously works very reliably on Bitcoin Cash. So if you're waiting for a block, you're most likely either sending one, a lot of money, or two, you are trying to deposit it into exchange, which both are not like actual using the currency. Using the currency would be spending it at a merchant. Even if it's priced in US dollar, you're still spending Bitcoin. And so that's and the halvening is coming sooner too, which is what these guys are talking about. And so the halvening basically means there's going to be half as much Bitcoin given out per block reward. And so let me see if I can find this here back on fork.lol reward fee percentage. So the amount of fees I didn't realize it was this slow. So the amount of rewards a miner receives on Bitcoin Cash from the transaction fees right now is about 0.1%, a little bit lower than that. On BTC, it's on average like 2%. And so at the halvening, this fee percentage will double. And so you'll get half as much as a block reward. And so in theory, miners will make half as much. And so the miners either got to, if they're not profitable, shut off miners, or the price has to pump. And you see a lot of times the price pumps up before. It's probably just speculators just doing speculating things. Yeah, so basically when the halving happens, that other 99.9% will like cut in half. So it'll be even more susceptible to minus 51% attacking. And so what the heck can you do with a 51% attack? Well, you can do a denial of service, which basically means you mine empty blocks or only fill blocks with transactions you want. other miners would just be orphaned. And so you get the block reward, and you essentially just be like, hey, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I don't like your transaction, boy. Don't like your transaction, boy. And so you can do double spends too, actually. And so I think they did this on Bitcoin Gold a while back. They like rolled back a chain after a bunch of confirmations and redid their own chain with the transaction going somewhere else. And they traded their Bitcoin Gold for other cryptos, withdrew it. And so they essentially didn't give away any Bitcoin Gold, but they got all this for free. And so an unsoft fork, meaning a new attack by SegWit as a soft fork. Redeeming all anyone can spend SegWit outputs will lead to a split network. Basically, the 51% miner alone with around 1,000 pre-SegWit nodes. To be fair, it's unlikely as a denial of service attack, but still different. And so, why would people actually 51% attack? Well, I don't know. For the internet points to say, you got 51% attack, loser. In reality, a 51% isn't likely because there's just not much to gain. Again, like a denial of service would be like an inconvenience. You're not gonna like kill a chain. A double spend would fucking exchange over. There's really just not much to gain from a 51% attack. And let me just go through. You talk about that. Kyle Torpy, classic B cash footer. What's this one? Yeah, it's this guy. And so, so this was the Turbo Miner. Thank you, Kane, for this beautiful graphic. And so it's really hard for you to see when I'll zoom in a little bit. But these turbo blocks were coming in. It was about like one every minute, which is way too fast. And so bang, 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 bang. And then they all of a sudden stop. They turn it off like that. And then all of a sudden it's 2 hours in between blocks. And so it's just one miner. He's doing his thing. And another thing about a 51% attack, well, we saw in the hash war of BCH and BSV, which was basically a dick measuring contest. Yes. The hash war was a dick measuring contest. And here's Bitcoin.com measuring theirs. They had a lot of hash power. They came in and essentially defended the chain. And so I think a lot of hash power that's out there would defend Bitcoin Cash in case of a 51% attack. And just because it is a cash cow. I mean, it makes them money. If Bitcoin Cash would go away, miners in general would just make less money. And that's really what miners want. It's been shown that's what they want to do just by their gaming of the algorithm. Because in the beginning, when the difficulty adjustment was happening and the oscillations were really extreme in the very beginning of the fork, the BTC hash rate would actually like take a huge hit, like huge hit, like blocks would come slow. Bitcoin Cash was sucking it away. They don't really care about like a specific coin or ideology. It seems like they just want to make money. So I think they would keep Bitcoin Cash alive. Oh yes, please stream some more jamming. It takes the average of the last 144 blocks. Yes, that's the current difficulty adjustment on Bitcoin Cash. Forgot to mention that. And so it changes every block. What else we got? Yeah, we got any questions? I kind of went through all my tabs. This is going to be a little quick one. So should you be worried about a 51% attack? No, not really. Is it more susceptible after the halving? Yes, it will be. Now that I say this, I did remember Checksum, everybody's favorite whale miner, did have a very fuddalicious tweet. Excuse my scrolling. He said something. Oh, here it is. Who was he talking to? In the beginning, the only two pools could attack BCH. Now I know at least 20 miners who could, and every single BTC pool. Soon there'll be hundreds of thousands of miners who can also disrupt BCH like Poolin have been doing. Exchanges should act accordingly and get ready to acquire at least 6 confirmations per $10,000 deposited. And so I think his original tweet was like, you should have a confirmation for anything above $100. I don't know why he deleted it. Question: Are you gonna do a fork stream on the 15th? Yeah. What day is that? Let's see. I think is that a Friday? I'll make it happen. I'll do a marathon again. That's fun. Last time it was very unexpected. And is Pox really gay? Well, I don't know about that one. And so yeah, the Bitcoin Cash is targeted to have May 26th. BTC is targeted to have May 14th. That doesn't seem right. Bitcoin Cash run is gonna be like 6 weeks before, I believe. I think it's on fork.lol actually. Retarget? No, it's not retarget. So yeah, that's kind of what I got. We can watch the rest of this though.
Lol, dude, we know this is all because of your conference in Townsville that month. We also know that Hayden Otto was paying with his credit card behind the counter while pitching this as a Bcash adoption. Lies, damn lies and statistics.
The statistics show that in September, BSV only had one transaction of $13.50. But it's all good. In October, they managed to increase their total retail transactions to 3.
You mean after they had a Bcash conference where everyone who gets paid on Bcash spent their Bcash? Right.
It's called closing the loop. This is how you actually sustain an economy. When businesses earn revenue in Bitcoin Cash, they can then pay their employees in Bitcoin Cash, and in turn, employees will go out and spend it at local businesses. This is really how you stack sats.
Odd that they wait with publishing this report about September until after the end of October, right? That's because in October, this wasn't the case. The reason they had so many transactions in September is because they had a scammy BCH conference there.
Yeah, bro, I guess you didn't see the October report.
Conference was 4th to 6th of September. You can clearly see in their own reporting. When looking at actual, reliable, transparent data, we see that the last 30 days at Travel by Bit, there was only one BCH transaction versus lots of BTC and BTC-LN transactions.
First of all, the data you're promoting actually accounts for less than 10% of cryptocurrency retail expenditure in Australia. And this actual, reliable, transparent data source has a recorded history of manipulating their data to put BTC and Lightning on top of Bitcoin Cash usage. Not so reliable and transparent now, is it?
Of course it outspent Bitcoin. Nobody wants to hold on to Bcash.
It outspent BTC because the BTC version is intentionally crippled. Bitcoin Cash is the only Bitcoin version that actually functions as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, as set out in the white paper. By design, BTC is now congested and has high fees, so no one is using this and it's not suitable for business. Unlike BTC, Bitcoin Cash also doesn't have the characteristics of a Ponzi scheme where users are repeatedly encouraged to buy into an asset they can't actually use with promises of number go up.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult. We're an organization that promotes
number go up.
Yeah, this is it.
You know all these Bcashers faked the data by intentionally cherry-picking stats within 1 week, where the Bcash conference was held in Australia, right?
I guess that's why Bitcoin Cash continued to dominate all other coins combined every single week after the conference so far. Bitcoin Cash has more physical merchant adoption.
Thanks. That's a subscriber on DLive, which I'm gonna hop over to in a second here. And end this YouTube show, but I will leave it off on this meme. BTC leads the crypto revolution apparently, and that's them yelling at us as we use our Bitcoin Cash in real life, because apparently we're the scammers, because adoption doesn't matter anymore because it doesn't happen on BTC. So if BTC doesn't do it, then it's a scam. So the more you know. Hi Collin, thank you. What's up? So yeah, I'll leave on this meme. About to hop over to DLive. Thank you for joining me on my show on YouTube. DLive links in the description. About to just go talk more shit. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Nice quick short show. I'll see if I can get a cool guest on Thursday. Definitely gonna stream Thursday. Gonna try to keep my stream schedule up as much as I can. If I have work to do besides that, I gotta do it because Big Spice, they're fucking cheap. Anyways, hop into DLive. Thanks, yo.